Welcome to day 6 of the Trading for Dummies bootcamp. Today we're going to be talking about our little sidekicks. These sidekicks are called indicators. They essentially help us in our trading, and I'm going to show you guys not just where to find indicators, how to use indicators. I'm also going to give you guys the indicators that I use. I'm going to give you guys my settings so you can follow the same settings that I have on all of my indicators. It's going to be super valuable because these things are necessary and they're super helpful when you are trading. They just give you extra confidence in the trades that you are taking. They also give you confidence on trades not to take as well. So it's very important that you use these things. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, now it's time to talk about our little sidekicks, right? There we have these sidekicks that we have in trading, and they're called indicators. I know I've mentioned it a few times when we went over how to use TraderVate, how to use TradingView, but now we're going to dive into what they are, how they help us, and I'm also going to give you guys my top indicators that I personally like, and then also like the main ones that a lot of people use. So here in the indicators tab, you can actually see a bunch of different indicators on TradingView. It's going to look very similar on TraderVate. It won't have as many indicators on TraderVate, but on TradingView, there's a bunch. If we go to technicals, you can see like it just keeps going. Like there's so many different indicators that you can find. There's indicators that other people have created and things like that that you can put onto your chart. But nonetheless, indicators essentially just compile data on the charts that we can actually see, but they formulate it into different ways. So there's like hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of indicators, but a lot of them can be foolishness. Like you'll see a lot of new traders come on here, and I want you guys to avoid that. A lot of new traders will come here and you'll look at their charts and they have 13 million indicators, thinking that the indicators are some magic weapon that will help them become profitable and make money. That's not the case. Indicators will not save you. They're simply, like I said, sidekicks. Batman does not need Robin, but sometimes Robin helps. But Robin ain't stopping Bane by himself. That's all I can say. So same thing when it comes to indicators. They're just there to help us give us more confidence in a trade that we're trying to take, or help us see other sides of what the market is doing, right? So there's a few indicators that a lot of people use. A lot of people use one called the moving average, right? So if you come on here, you'll press it on indicators and you'll see this blue line pop onto your charts, right? This blue line right here is that indicator that we just had added, and you'll see in the top left corner that it populated over here, the EMA. You see 9 close. You can press this button right here to hide it if you want. You can go to settings here. You can look at the source code if you want, or you can press remove here and delete it off your chart. But any indicator that you add will be here in the top left corner. So if I add, let's say this, or if I add any indicator, really, it'll all pop up over here. But let's go back to the indicator that we were just talking about, the EMA. This is actually one of the indicators that we'll be using for the strategies that we're about to go over. But let's just press it. Here you can go over the settings. I'm going to show you guys the main settings that a lot of people use. So if you go in settings, you'll see this pop up. Under length, essentially what the EMA is, first of all, before we get into this, what the EMA is, this blue line is simply just telling you the average price of where price has been throughout whatever period we're on. So this blue line right here, you'll see it is at 195329. That's the price of where this indicator is. That's simply saying that over the last 9 candlesticks, this is where the average of where price has been. And you'll see it changes and things like that. And if we go to different time frames, because it's going based off of the last 9 candlesticks, right here on the 4-hour time frame, it'll show this price. But if I go to the 1-hour time frame, it shows a different price. If I go to the 5-minute time frame, it'll show a different price, because it's always going based off of the last 9 candlesticks on whatever time frame you're on. It's always going based off of the average of the last 9 candlesticks. But what you can do inside the settings is you can change that. So if you don't want it based off the last 9 candlesticks, then you can put it to like the last 50, which is what a lot of people will do, or they'll do the last 100 candlesticks. And simply the main purpose of the EMA is to tell us and show us simply what direction the market is going. Because if overall our candlesticks are below the EMA, that's telling us clearly that we're in a downtrend. So we should really be looking for sales. Now, same thing vice versa. If on average the EMA, because remember that's telling us the average of where price has been. If our candlesticks are above the EMA, meaning it's above the average of where price has been, we're in a uptrend. So we should be looking for buys.
Now, like I said, a lot of people play around with the length as far as 100, 50, 30, but the main three ones that people use is those three. The 30 EMA, which is showing you the average of the last 30 candlesticks, the 50 EMA, or the 100 EMA. So that's just something to keep in mind. That's what the EMA does. Now there's a whole bunch of other indicators here. We have a volume indicator. So if we just go to volume right here, we type in volume, press volume, you'll see it'll pop up on your charts below here, a bunch of different graphs. Some are red, some are green. Simply what that is telling you is it's showing you how much volume, how many people are actually buying versus how many people are actually selling at that time. So when we see big green bars, it's always aligned with the candlestick above it. So any of these graphs is always aligned with the candlestick above it. So this big green one is aligned with this candlestick. But you'll notice here we see big green bars. We're also going to see most of the time big green candlesticks. Same thing vice versa. If we see big red bars, we're also going to see big red candlesticks right here. So this just helps us see the volume of what is actually happening as far as how many buyers or how many sellers are actually working in that candlestick and who's actually winning in that, because you have to remember every single candlestick is buyers and sellers going against each other, or bulls and bears going against each other. That's why you hear us say like bullish market or bearish market. A bullish market just means that the bulls are winning. The bearish market simply just means the bears are winning. But that's essentially what the volume indicator does. I don't really use the volume indicator much at all. The main indicator that I really use is kill zones. This indicator is absolutely amazing, and it's so simple. All it does is show us the trading sessions, and it's great for a strategy that we're about to go over in a second. I know I keep saying that. Trust me, we're about to go over in a second. But trading sessions are arguably one of the most important things that you need to understand, so you know when volume is actually happening. You know when you're going to see big moves or when you should be trading. And what kill zones does, you see it populated like this yellow line and this white line. This shows me clearly that this is when London session started. The yellow line for me, because based off my settings, it shows me exactly when London session started. The white line shows me exactly when New York session started. Now, by default, this looks a lot different. So like if I reset my settings here on all of this, you'll see that it looks completely different when you first turn the indicator on. But if you want it to look like mine, because it shows the red graph over here as well, which is Tokyo session, which we went over. But I don't really trade Tokyo session, so I don't care to see it on my chart. You'll notice by the end of this video that I don't like having too many things on my chart. I like a clean chart and not being distracted by too much stuff. So if you want to kind of copy my settings here, when you put kill zones on your account, just copy my settings that you see here under style and under input, and that will allow it to populate and look the exact same as it looks right here on the chart. So this is an indicator that I actually keep on my chart 24/7. So it just allows me to easily see when London session started and when New York session started. Now, like I said, there's a bunch of other indicators that a lot of people use. So there's the VWAP indicator, which is very similar to the EMA. It's essentially just showing you when you should be looking for buys or sells. How most people use it is if price is below the VWAP. I'll show you guys my settings for that as well. Usually I'll go to settings under style, and I'll turn off all of these and only keep the VWAP on. But if price is below the VWAP, I'll be looking for sales, or if price is above the VWAP, I'll only be looking for buys. That's how most people trade it. So that's just another indicator for you to keep in mind. But I want you guys to truly understand this. We've went over a couple indicators. I've showed you which ones I really use a lot and which ones I don't. But you have to understand that indicators is not going to tell you the whole picture. And also, it's not something that you should just fully rely on. It has to be combined with the other things that we talk about inside of this video and the other things that we're going to talk about inside this video. Oh, another indicator that a lot of people love as well is this relative strength index. How people use this is you see it populates down here. At the top of this, when price goes outside of this, that most of the time means it's overbought, meaning that it's too expensive and it's probably going to reverse. And when price goes below it, that usually means it's too cheap and price is going to reverse. So as I mentioned, it's completely aligned. As I mentioned with the other type of indicator, the volume indicator, the candlesticks above it are completely aligned. So if we zoom in here and we look at price was selling down right here, And then it got to this point right here, started getting it in this area right here, and it started consolidating or chopping around. If we look on the RSI at the same exact time, we were outside of it, meaning it was oversold, meaning it's probably going to reverse. And as we see, it got outside of here. That's when it started consolidating, and then it started reversing. We can see another example right here, right? Price was selling down. We see on the RSI, it came outside the RSI, and then it started buying up because it had to go back into the RSI where it wasn't oversold.
Now, if you didn't know, inside of my inner circle, you actually get to see how I implement all of this information inside of the markets every single day. You get to come and trade live with me every day. You have the opportunity to copy every single trade that I take in real time. You have the ability to ask me any questions because I will coach you one-on-one. Now, if that's interesting for you, I'll leave a link for my inner circle in the description of this video to help you get started implementing all of this information.
Now, as I mentioned, it's not foolproof, but it is something that you can add as a confluence. You see price sold down here. It's outside the RSI, and then it started going up. So this is another cool indicator. I use this a lot when I'm trading stocks. If a stock is super oversold, I'll look to buy it. But most of the time I'm looking to buy it and hold it for like months and stuff like that. I'm not looking to day trade it. But this is another indicator that a lot of people use, day traders as well as people who hold trades a little bit longer. But indicators, as I keep trying to mention, they're not foolproof. They're not something you should 100% rely on. They should just be something to add on top of what you're already doing or the strategy that you're already trading. And please don't fall into the hype of having 300 indicators on your charts thinking that it's going to help you. I promise you it's going to hurt you more than it will help you. It'll confuse you way more than it will provide clarity. So just be aware of that.